Welcome to the Data Basics section of this Beyond Formulas Excel Modeling training series. The goals of this lesson are to teach you how Excel understands dates and times. I'll show you how to parse and convert simple text into date serials, and we'll apply this to our case data from the CaWiMak sales dataset. We'll cover how to use Excel's powerful date formatting once you have it in date serial format, and how to perform operations on the new date serial, such as calculating the date components, year, month, day, etc., and performing operations on dates. And finally, I'll briefly cover how to apply the exact same logic and approach to parsing and operating on time values and strings. You'll need the CaWiMak case 4.8 dates and times Excel file. By the end of this video, you will have converted the text date into a serial date and used it to calculate the various date elements by formula. Excel is a serial data. It believes the world started on January 1st, 1900. Excel understands every second since then, and for all time, as a serial number. Excel actually treats dates and times as the same serial number, but can format them to represent any date or time output you want. Any number of formatted strings, from 01/21/2014 to Tuesday, January 21st, 2014 at 10:30 a.m., can be interpreted by Excel as a date or time, and stored in a cell as a serial number rather than as text. The benefit of this is that we can then operate on it. First, convert the text to a date serial in order to perform any operations on these dates, pulling out the day, month, and year, or calculating the difference between two dates. So how can you combine Excel's text and data formatting formulas to manipulate dates? You can't format text directly until Excel knows that it is a date serial. That's why, in the previous lesson, the custom text formatting resulted in a date with the year 5218. But if you can convert the date into a format that Excel can understand, then the custom text formatting approach would work just fine. The first step is then to structure the text in a way that Excel can make the conversion, and then apply the date value formula to tell Excel to store the result as a serial format. Excel understands many common date formats, including separating them with dashes, slashes, and commas. If the text input is not correctly formatted and Excel can't identify it, you'll get a value error. Once the value is successfully stored in serial format, you can now actually use the text formatting technique we learned earlier to get the correct date. Apply the custom formatting mask MMMDDYYYY, and you get January 21, 2014. Which corresponds to the original date we started with. Be very, very careful of regional date formatting when using this feature. The US commonly uses month, day, and year, while the rest of the world uses day, month, and year. As a foreigner, I've fallen prey to this many times myself. Depending on your computer's home zone, Excel could interpret the date 05/04/2014 differently, so please check. Let's use what we've just learned to correctly format the dates in the CaWiMak case sales data. These are currently in text only, and our goal is to tell Excel how to turn them into a serial date. The first thing to do is to turn the sales data into a table. Select the entire table and hit Ctrl-T. Next, we need to parse and manipulate each date in a format that Excel's date value can understand. As it turns out, all you need to do is insert a comma between the month and the year. For the purposes of this demonstration, we'll take a slightly harder route and combine the left, right, and search formulas to achieve the result. Let's take a look at how to approach this problem. The outermost formula will be the date value formula, but the real trick is to correctly format the text string inside. What we'd like to do is combine the left part of the string up to the day number with a comma and a space in the middle, then finish off with the right four characters denoting the year. I'd like you to force yourself to use the search function to achieve this, rather than taking the shortcut. And so, as we discussed verbally, this formula has two parts. The right part is easy. That's simply taking the last four characters of the string. To get the left part, we need to search for a space, but we need to begin the search at one character after the first space is discovered. We know from the formatting that there are always exactly two spaces, and so we know that this blueprint will always work. When we apply the date value to this, we get a real date value. Done correctly, this will populate all of the records with a new date serial value on the right-hand side. Let's go put this to work in Excel now. Starting with the CaWiMak case 4.8 file. Our first goal is to add the date serial to the right-hand side of the CaWiMak 2013 flat file data tab. Let's add a field name, and then add the formula we just discussed. Completing the formula and hitting enter will instantly add the formula to all records in the table. You can tell it's been successful because the date serial has been added, but there's something missing, namely formatting. Once you have the values converted to date serials, a world of possibilities open up for formatting them as you choose. The first option is the quick format, which allows you to format them in short or long format directly from the home ribbon. The other option is to go into the custom formatting section, which you can access by hitting Ctrl+1, and includes up to 7 different formats or the ability to simply create your own. With date serials, you can also perform formula-based operations on them to pull out key pieces of information such as the year, month, or even the day of the week. Let's assume we have an appropriate date serial which has been formatted into an easy-to-read date format. Applying the year formula to this string will return 2014. Applying the month formula to the string will return 1 for January. Applying the day formula to the string will return 21. Applying the weekday formula to this string will return 3, representing Tuesday, since this formula by default considers Sunday to be the first day of the week. Applying the WEEKNUM formula to this entry will result in 4, since the 21st of January is the 4th week of the year. You can use Excel's date function to put together your own dates based on individual components, starting with year, then month, then day. In this example, you can see we can easily add 2 months and 4 days to get the result of March 25th, 2014. The last function I'll teach you, which is actually a secret and not covered in general Microsoft documentation, is the DATEVALUE function, which allows you to calculate the difference between any 2 dates measured in a unit you choose. In this case, we're going to calculate the distance between the date above and the 1st of January 2015, measured in days. The result is 369. You can also use months, years, years and months, years and days, and months and days to give you a more granular difference in your chosen unit. So let's apply what we've just learned to the CaWiMak case example from previously. You can see now that we have a nicely formatted date field which we can use through the rest of this case. I'll leave you to go ahead and apply the year, month, day, weekday, and WEEKNUM formulas to the dataset we've just created. Lastly, you can also apply the same logic and approach that we've just used with dates to times, starting with a text that happens to be formatted as a time string. You can use TIMEVALUE to convert the string into a time serial. And based on that, you can use hour to determine the hour, minute, and second. And just as you can use the date function to combine a hodgepodge of individual date elements, so you can use the time function to combine a hodgepodge of individual time elements. In this case, we'll start with a time serial Y and add 12 hours and 9 minutes to give you the answer of 10:30 p.m. and 31 seconds. As with the text formula, you can see that the date and time formula vastly expand your ability to manipulate and make sense of the data in your datasets. And once again, because you'll be using combinations of these, make sure to check your data very carefully.